Morgan,
well,
can't he?
I guess so, but I think they'd be very loath to do that, given what's happened. Normally, isn't it? Normally on the subcontinent, the batters bat for hours and the games go deep into the 5th day and there's plenty of runs scored, and so you're quite happy to leave a batsman out and have your keeper move up to 6 and play 5 bowlers. But I don't think after what's just happened, and that's going to be on their mind at all.
The one thing they will take into consider, I don't think they'll change it, but the one thing they will have to consider is not just the heat, but the humidity. Yeah. It's the hardest place to play in world cricket, Sri Lanka.
And the other thing is, I mean, just when they had to really do it in that second Pakistani innings, the cracks started to appear as finally Yunus and Azhar put together that magnificent partnership, and that wasn't really a surprise, because they'd just bowled, you know, two test matches immediately before, and it was the 3rd test match in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and also batsmen are allowed to play well, which we hadn't seen, apart from those 2 innings, we hadn't seen throughout the whole series. So it was just a strange series all round, wasn't it? To be bowled out with 70, bowled out with 99, things like that. That doesn't happen too often. At least it shouldn't do.
Well, it shouldn't, but there you go. Well, that's enough on England for the moment, because, look, we shouldn't forget that Pakistan are the ones that have won this series, and they've won it handsomely. So we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we will pay tribute to Misbah and his men, who have rebuilt a nation's cricketing reputation in the most spectacular style.
Pakistan celebrate. Pakistan richly deserve this victory and the series.
It's back.
Let's get it on.
Get it on the floor. 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 A series that's produced many knockout nights of boxing. Prize Fighter returns. Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor.
Let's get it on.
Get it on the floor. Get it on the floor. You want to start something? As the light welterweights enter the ring, Saturday, 8 p.m. Sky Sports HD1 and Sky 3D.
Here's a little helping hand from Tesco. Spend £40 or more in store or online this week and we'll give you £5 off next week's £40 shop. Spend £60 and we'll also give you 10p off per litre of fuel. So whether you're filling up your fridge or your tank, you always get a helping hand from Tesco. Every little helps.
For some, it's a lifelong passion. For others, it's something discovered yesterday. We all have things that speak to us. They drive us to get up early and stay up late. Getting lost in the things we love has never felt quite like this.
What makes a Valentine's card from Moonpig a bit different? Because you can personalise it with their name and your words. Just order by 2 p.m. and your card can be posted that same day. This Valentine's Day, make sure it's a Moonpig moment. And now, when you buy flowers for £30 or more, get your card free.
Moonpig.com. ING Direct offers new customers a high savings rate with no penalty for withdrawals. Good news is better when there's no bad.
Join Sky Poker and get £10 completely free to compete in a growing community of UK players just like you. Use your £10 to play in tournaments at any level. You play in pounds, not dollars, so you know exactly the value of your win. It's easy to join and quick to get to a table, so you can use your £10 right now. Play the nation at skypoker.com. £10 completely free, no deposit required.
Soul Calibur 5.
The average person
spends over 1,000 hours
a year
watching TV.
We deliver this.
We drive these.
React to any threat.
On any terrain.
And serve our country.
Instead.
Your spare time transformed. Search Reserve Forces online.
At the limits of your ability, you need to hydrate fast. You need to replace the electrolytes you lose in sweat. and isotonic performance fuel to take you faster, stronger, for longer. Lucozade Sport.
Sky Movies Premiere HD, brought to you by Smart Viera from Panasonic.
When you invade a place for its resources, you wipe out the indigenous population. And right now, we are being colonized.
They are not of this earth, and we gotta hit them hard. We lost communications with Tokyo, Rio, and New York. Cannot lose Los Angeles.
Battle Los Angeles starts Friday on Sky Movies Premiere. No one brings you movies like Sky Movies.
Welcome back. Now, don't forget that still to come, we've more news from Dubai on England's squad for the one-day leg of the tour, which starts next week. And in case you haven't heard, Ian Bell has been dropped, and there are call-ups for Somerset's Jos Buttler and the Hampshire spinner Danny Briggs. And you'll hear from Andy Flower and Ravi Bopara. That'll be in the next part. Now, though, it's high time we paid tribute to Pakistan, who've won this Test series so emphatically. Has it surprised you? Well, it shouldn't have done, you know. This series win is just another step on Pakistan's road to redemption from the dark days of 2010, a journey that began when Misbah-ul-Haq took over the captaincy in the wake of the spot-fixing allegations. And since he took the helm, Pakistan have had an outstanding record. Just look at those stats there. They've not lost a series. They've only lost 2 games. And they've been playing quiet, efficient cricket and building a sense of team unity and calmness, which in the past, Pakistan sides have often been missing. And a lot of that is also down to their coach, Mohsin Khan.
It's like a dream come true that since I've taken up this job as a coach of Pakistan cricket team, it's not a very experienced team, it's not the world beater, but it's a very talented team. And I had a lot of faith in the players, in the captain especially, and all the players. And I'm and alhamdulillah, I can say that today, the captain and all the players, that they have proved that they are, if they are not the best in the world, they are one of the best, because beating England, such a strong combination, and I still feel that England is easily one of the best teams in the world, and it's a great achievement for Pakistan cricket team to win against them.
You mentioned your team is talented. They're also disciplined, and that's not often a word that has been associated with Pakistan cricket.
Well, Michael, yes, you have said, you have hit the nail. Discipline, I think if you don't have discipline in anything, whether you're playing a game or any other department, this is the most important thing. And before joining, I always felt that this team is so talented, it needs discipline, professionalism, and a mental toughness. And I've been trying to do that, and I'm thankful to the boys the way they have responded, and I'm making them just realize that we are playing for the country, and this is the best stage we can get to. So I think after the Almighty Allah, all the credit goes to the players.
It's been very impressive, Mohsin Khan, and the renaissance of Pakistan is an incredible story in its own right, and it's one that Nasser and Michael touched on earlier today in Dubai.
Yes, what's happened in the last 3 weeks has been fantastic for Pakistan cricket. If you think of all the problems they've had over the last couple of years, whether it be the spot-fixing trials or sides just not touring Pakistan, they love their cricket in that part of the world. And to beat England and whitewash England 3-0 has been fantastic. They've always had the flair, they've always had the passion. Now Misbah and Mohsin has brought some discipline to the side. Discipline that's been lacking for a number of years, and that's a dangerous combination. I'm not sure, personally, whether you can go back to Pakistan and play cricket at the moment. That might be a step too far. But what has happened in the last 3 weeks has been brilliant to watch. World cricket needs Pakistan back, playing like they have done in the last 3 games.
You have to remember that in 2010, lots of people said Pakistan should be kicked out of the game after the spot-fixing crisis at Lord's. Lots of people said you just can't, a leopard can't change its spots. They're bad eggs and they need to be kicked out of the game. And I think this has shown that that's not the case, that a team can change its culture, and it's changed it rapidly. Misbah-ul-Haq and Mohsin Khan have changed the culture of that team in about a year, and they've had fantastic success under Misbah. A combination, as Nasser said, of flair in the bowling in particular, but also discipline as well. I do think Mohsin went a little bit over the top yesterday after the match, saying that he thought his team were one of the best teams in the world. I think they've got a way to go yet. They've still got to prove that they can do it in all conditions. It also just looks a workmanlike batting lineup. They've got one gun player there in Younis Khan, who Andy Flower rightly said a lot of England's batsmen can look at how he played spin as a lesson for them. He's a fantastic player. The rest are just kind of workmanlike, really. It's an okay batting lineup with some fantastic bowlers. And when you're a captain and you know you've got that wicket-taking potential, you know you're always in the game. Will people go back to Pakistan? I think Bangladesh will be the first team to go back there. They're already talking about Bangladesh moving back to play in Pakistan, but it'll take a lot of persuading for the other teams on security grounds.
I think Michael's right about a workman-like batting lineup, but the bowlers, this is the best bowling attack I've seen in these conditions for a long time, and the gem in that bowling attack, make no mistake about it, I know he's a little bit controversial with his action, but Saeed Ajmal is an absolute gem on and off the field. He plays with a smile on his face. He reminds me very much like Murali, the smiling assassin. He loves the game. England's batsmen, and Bell in particular, just could not pick him at any stage. He's an outstanding cricketer. He could end up being one of the greats of world cricket.
Michael and Nasser with their thoughts on Pakistan. I don't know what you two have felt, but it does strike me as being the most extraordinary turnaround when you consider what a low ebb they were in 2010 at the end of that series. The way Misbah in particular with his captaincy has just turned it around. And basically he's done it, hasn't he, by having a clear out of a lot of the old guard and just bringing in a lot of new and young faces.
Well, that's exactly it. If you want to try and change a culture from one that doesn't particularly want to work too hard at some of the less glamorous parts of the game, that wants to sort of listen and be guided and to learn, then you're better off doing it with young players. And with the exception of Younis Khan and to a lesser extent Misbah, that's what the Pakistan team is. And you know, for them to turn over a side as battle-hardened and experienced as an England team is just extraordinary, considering where they've been.
I thought it'd be interesting just to work out exactly what the turnover has been. So I had a quick look at the 2010 Lord's Test match, and these are the players who aren't playing for Pakistan now, who were in that game. No Imran Farhat, Yasir Ahmed, the openers. No Salman Butt, we know where he is. Mohammed Yusuf, Umar Akmal, Cameron Akmal, they've both gone. Mohammed Amir, Wahab Riaz, Mohammed Asif, they've all gone. And in fact, only 3 players, Azhar Ali, Saeed Ajmal and Umar Gul, were the ones that survived. And I wonder how difficult it will have been for Pakistan to have made that really very dramatic break, saying, you lot are tainted, you're gone, we're going with this new band.
I think if Pakistan wanted to win favours around the world in cricket, they had to do it, and they've done it exceptionally well. So you just have 3 players from 18, 19 months ago, and to come and play like that is brilliant. So it shows that the passion for the game is still in Pakistan. They've always had talent. You know, you can go all the way back to before I was playing and before that again. They've always had highly talented cricketers. They've always also had a lot of in-house fighting. Everyone has always wanted to be the gun player, the lead player. Whereas now, under Misbah and Mohsin Khan, they seem to have a team, a good team ethos, and also discipline. And to say the word discipline doesn't always go hand in hand with Pakistan cricket.
And it's interesting as you look back over the series and you look at the little things which happened over 3 test matches, hours here, hours there, and they're the differences and the things which win you a test match and ultimately win you the silverware at the end of it. And I'd just point to the Azhar-Shafiq partnership of '88 in the Abu Dhabi test match, which was absolutely key because it got them that sniff of a lead, which, as it happens, was more than enough.
Well, yeah, 142 being enough, would you believe it? 144. But they played beautifully once again. The thing about them, Pakistan teams and Pakistan batting lineups, Pakistan middle orders of the past would have gone out, would have got themselves a little